Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Throga channel and welcome to our brand new theme.
Yes.
Every Saturday is now Saturday Sadhana, where we take the time to learn about Indian classical music, whether it's a lesson or just appreciate listening to a raga.
Yeah. It needed its own day. It was obvious it needed its own day because we love this music so much, and we needed something consistent,
Exactly.
And so people know where to find it, as well.
Exactly. We've had a lot of requests for this and a lot of support. So thank you everybody for watching. The new subscribers, you've all been amazing. So thank you for guiding us in this direction. So now you know when to show up every Saturday. We'll still have other reactions throughout the week here and there to other Indian music, of course.
But the modern stuff as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love learning.
Learning's fun.
Learning this stuff. Yes.
Yes. So we're on Vox Guru's page with Pratibha.
Yeah.
I really want to say her name right because she's been so cool to us. She's actually been communicating with us back and forth, and she's going to be helping us guide us a little bit in terms of our Carnatic experience and knowledge. And hopefully we'll get her actually onto a live at some point as well, which would be so cool. Which would be really cool. So we're going to learn types of ragas today. And I don't know how many, but we're going to do our best to understand what we can.
Yes. Before we do, if you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell so you can always keep up to date with what's going on with us. But definitely know that we're going to be here every Saturday, regardless.
Ragas are such an integral part of Indian classical music. They bring in so much of life and color into a song. In fact, they pretty much define the mood and the ambience created by a song, right? Now there are thousands of ragas out there, and the journey through ragas is never ending. But let's take a small step today and learn some fundamental concepts about ragas that you must know as a student of Carnatic music. Let's begin. The simplest way to classify ragas is in terms of how many swaras it has, right? Now some ragas have all the 7 swaras. They are called Sampurna ragas. Sampurna means complete or full.
Okay.
Now Sampurna ragas can be of different types. Some of them will have a very systematic sequence in Arohanam and Avarohanam. You can see that it's just going up and coming down. For example, Sari ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. So they were.
She is so precise.
So precise. Yes.
I'm assuming she's going to break this down a little bit. I just want to hear that.
Yeah, I'm still so fascinated about how the ascending line is different than the descending line.
And not just that, it's not the note. Part of the note, what I would call in Western scale, is the journey to the note is part of the actual sound. So there's that mean that little slide or what I would call a glissando into it is actually the thing you sing. It's not just where you end up. It's I love this.
Yeah.
For example, sa ri ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa.
Yeah.
So there were no jumps or zigzag notes in the Arohanam and Avarohanam. So such ragas are called Melakarta ragas or parent ragas. So a parent raga would usually have all the 7 swaras and it would be in a systematic sequential order. So why are they called parent ragas? Because they give birth to many more child ragas.
It's kind of like a mode.
For example, Raga Karahara Priya. Sa ri ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. This is a parent or
wow. That
yes.
That's cool. I mean, it's the it's just the landscape of the notes that this type of music traverses is just, it's so fascinating because, and like I've said so many times, it just opens the doors of possibilities because you're not just sticking with an 8-note, an 8-note scale, whatever it is.
It reminds me of,
it's not quite chromatic, but it's close,
Yes. It reminds me of the basic philosophy of it's the journey, not the destination. There's something in between the notes that is entrancing, hypnotic, it's magical, and that's part of the experience rather than just the blocked landing parts. That's the feeling I get when I hear just a scale. We're not even singing a song yet.
I know.
This is a parent or Melakarta raga. From this raga, if we remove the swaras pa and ni, we get a child raga, that is abogi. Sari ga ma da sa da ma ga re sa. And from the same parent raga, if we remove ga and da swaras, we get madhyamavati. Sari ma pa ni sa ni pa ma re sa. So the same parent can have multiple children.
Totally different feelings.
And these child ragas are called Janya ragas. Now Janya ragas can have different combinations. Some of them will have 5 swaras in both Arohanam and Avarohanam. For example, Raga Mohanam. Sari ga pa da sa da pa ga re sa. So it was 5 in ascent and 5 in descent. You should not count the upper sa because that is the start of a new octave.
Okay,
so these ragas which have 5 swaras in both Arohanam and Avarohanam are called Audava ragas. Now suppose we have 6 swaras in both.
And it's not just a matter of each one of those swaras being a different note. Like each one has a different inflection too. So like this, I don't remember them, but
I want to play it again.
Hit the note
yes.
da, and then other da da, and the other ones have double note. The other ones have a slide.
Let's see if we can just do a quick little breakdown of just the ascending part. I want to hear
let
this
me see
again.
if I can pick that out. Yeah.
Ooh, let me go back.
Raga Mohanam. Sari ga pa da sa.
Sa
da da na.
For example, Raga Mohanam. Sari ga pa da sa.
Ga pa da da sa.
Yeah, maybe when she's on, she can go really slow for us because it's yes, very slow.
Dumb it down. This reminds me of a lot of comments that we've gotten. It's very supportive, but we've also gotten some negative ones. Some kind of shallow and dismissive that like, hey, you guys are never going to learn it. Making fun of us.
Probably not.
We know.
Yes.
You're not enlightening us on that. But there are some comments that are suggesting that don't even bother, you'll never understand it. And I do want to take a moment to respond to that type of comment. If your philosophy in life is to not bother because you'll never get it, you're going to miss out on so much. Because we're not under the delusion that we're going to now start singing Indian classical music
We're not going to master this at all. Yes,
we're not even going to get good at it, likely. But the journey of experiencing it, connecting to what we know and provoking new, just emotional triggers with music without even a lyric at hand, that's exciting for us as musicians. And hopefully it is for some of you watching that maybe you're not singers, maybe not musicians, but music provokes something that is ancient and wonderful and beautiful. So it's opening something different in our minds and hopefully in our hearts as we explore this. So it's not about mastering it. That's not what we're doing.
I'm never going to perform it, but it's interesting to see the building blocks of something that's so unique and so fascinating, and to hear it broken down is very.
And I think it will influence your writing just because
maybe.
All right. Well, back to the 5 notes that we haven't figured out yet.
Yes.
Avarohanam. For example, Raga Mohanam. Sari ga pa da sa da pa ga re sa.
Yeah, it's just so foreign to me that I'm
so
having a hard
cool.
time.
We'll keep going, but I may go back and listen to that part.
So it was 5 in ascent and 5 in descent. You should not count the upper sa because that is the start of a new octave. So these ragas which have 5 swaras in both Arohanam and Avarohanam are called Audava ragas. Now suppose we have 6 swaras in both Arohanam and Avarohanam, For example, Raga Sri Ranjini. Sariga madani sa sanida magari sa. So these ragas are called Shadava ragas. Now not all ragas will have a symmetrical Arohanam and Avarohanam. Take for example Raga Bilahari. Sariga pada sa sanida pa magari sa. So the Arohanam had 5 swaras, but the Avarohanam had all the 7 swaras.
Yep.
So this is called Audava Sampurna Raga. Another example is Raga Malahari. Sari ma pada sa sada pa magari sa. So here we had 5 swaras in the Arohanam and 6 swaras in the Avarohanam. So this would be called Audava Shadava Raga. So similarly, we have plenty of examples using different combinations. Now all the examples we took so far had a very sequential order of swaras, right? Either it would go up or it would come down. Now there is another very interesting type of ragas where the swaras are more zigzag in nature. For example,
oh good, I'm sure this will be much easier to learn.
Bring it on.
We can't even go up.
Example, Raga Kamas. Samaga mani dani padani sa. Or Raga Ananda Bhairavi. Sagariga ma pada pasa. So these ragas are called Vakra ragas. And in such ragas, it is not enough to just know what are the swaras of the raga. You should also know how the swaras are structured and what are the important phrases of the raga. So that
Question, can you relate to this with like a blues scale or some sort of mode? Is there similarity in terms of the idea of like being like a parent scale, right? Like the major scale, and then if you're only doing right.
I was actually thinking that because there's a loose connection to modes, because modes, obviously you got the major scale, then you can go up another mode. It's the Dorian scale.
Okay.
It's very uniform. So kind of, but the Indian, these scales that we're learning, they're definitely more complex, and they're more there's just more changes within them. It's not so uniform. It's kind of sort of like the music itself. It's more flowing. It's more it evolves more, even within the framework and the building blocks.
Right.
It has an evolution to it, which is or to me, it's more alive, than just the modes.
It's a good way to put it, because I notice on just the descending part where it slides you don't start at the same point as you did on the way up. So
yeah,
the relativity is changing in every direction.
Yeah, it is. It's constantly changing, even within one. We said, the ascending and the descending are sort of can be different, which is evolving in and of itself. But even within the one ascending part or the one descending part, it changes. Like you're constantly off kilter with what the home base is, which again, I think it just opens that up so many more doors musically, and I think it makes it more definitely more interesting to my ear, but just more alive.
Yeah, I think alive is the word for that.
That was a brief insight into the world of ragas. What you should do next is make a list of all the ragas you know and start asking some questions.
All right, Johnny, what's your list?
Great.
Sa.
Is this a Melakarta raga, or is it a Janya raga or child raga?
Oh, I see what
If
you're
it is a Janya raga, how many swaras does it have in the Arohanam and Avarohanam? Who is the parent of this raga? And then you look at how are the swaras structured. Is it sequential or is it a Vakra raga? What are the important phrases of the raga? So all these questions will give you more clarity about the ragas that you're learning. And you need not wait until you reach a very advanced stage of music to ask these questions. In fact, most of the examples that we have seen today are ragas which you will encounter very early in your Carnatic journey in Geetams, Swarajatis and Varnams. So go ahead and take your first step to get to know your ragas better, and I'm sure you will be able to appreciate more advanced concepts and insights into ragas. Until next time, bye!
I think that's a key word that she just used, appreciate. I think that's what our agenda is here. It's not to master anything. I would love if this influence seeps out into other stuff that I do, and I'm sure that it will. But I think it's just more of an appreciation and just a general curiosity with something that's just so magical to our ears, and like, wow, how do they do that?
Well, I think
not that we're ever going to know fully, even close to fully.
Not fully, but surely we can learn a few ragas over the course of time. But the point is, piggybacking what you're saying, what she was saying, got how many decades of experience as musicians on some level? You started piano when you were 4.
4 decades.
Right? Well, you said that very miserably. Brought up the age again. 4 decades. 4 decades later, and just an ascending moment in a new style or perception of what music and sound is rewiring your brain. I mean, that to me is just so exciting. And I'm hearing those little means, those little glissandos going into parts are very exciting to me as a singer in how they could be used to, even with a Western chord structure, you can utilize that in how you approach different melodies.
Well, as we've heard with some of the more modern stuff, there's more of a Western sounding progression,
right?
But with that, with the more of the Indian influence
cool.
melody, it's a cool combination.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much, Vox Guru, for hooking us up with today's lesson.
Yes. And before we go, make sure you check out all of our Indian-related videos.
Yes.
Already. So obviously tune in every Saturday, but we have many others that you can check out right now if you'd like. So 2
playlists, one Indian music as a whole, and then our brand new Saturday Sadhanas. So go check them out. Enjoy. Let us know what we should react to next. And until then.
See ya.